These are the students from the graduating class at Seattle Pacific University. The pride flags are being handed to the school's interim president, Pete Manharis. This is what solidarity looks like against bigoted school administrators. Manharis is one of many in this case. He is not alone. But the act of these students is commendable and fearless. Instead of shaking his hand, the students gave another send-off. It was flat out joyous to watch, and frankly, I am confident the young people in this country are going to lead us to better days.
LGBT community gets a right. They're not taking a right from you. They're saying we just want some of the rights that you have. Blacks saying we want some of the rights you have. Women says we want some of the rights you have. We're not taking any of your rights away. We just want some of those rights that you've been given because you've been a white male. The one man that's never really had to fight for anything. A white man in America has never had an amendment that says you can't go here or you can't do that. So we got to pass this legislation so you can.
FS1's Shannon Sharpe spoke on the issue as well.
Every other minority has had to have amendments and legislation in place so they could get certain things that the white man has been afforded for 400 years.
That is a fact.
The handing of pride flags was in response to a policy that SPU's Board of Trustees recently voted to uphold that prevents the school from employing LGBTQ plus staff members, if you can believe it. The school's employee conduct expectations require employees to refrain from same-sex sexual activity, extramarital sex, and cohabitating before marriage. The university policy prohibits full-time staff members from participating in same-sex sexual activity, among others. So much of our college experience has been engulfed by this issue, said a recent SPU graduate, Laura Lugos, who was SPU's student government president. It just felt like this was the appropriate way to go out. Lugos is helping organize the ongoing sit-in taking place in the campus administration building, which has lasted 20 days thus far. Some graduating seniors decided they wanted to make one last statement about the policy as they walked across the stage. Lugos said she handed Manharis a handwritten letter telling him to resign and expressing her dislike of Christian niceness, which she described as superficial kindness when Christians are actively participating in discrimination. The note detailed how Lugos learned a lot at SPU, most importantly, how to care for the people Christians lock out. In the letter, she said she promised to do what she can to disrupt and dismantle ideologies and institutional powers that keep people out and away from the love of Christ. A lot of us expressed that we didn't really want to shake the president's hand, said SPU student Chloe Goulat. So one of the ideas that came up is, what if we just handed him pride flags instead of extending our hand? And then we took our degrees. We just wanted to have a very visual display at graduation of how our community is still continuing to fight against these policies at SPU. Just because we're graduating doesn't mean we're going to forget or stop fighting. On the rainbow flag demonstration, Cora Bruder said, "This was our way of having an impact at our graduation while still respecting the space. We wanted people to know SPU is gay, and that's not changing." While seniors walked, underclassmen continued the sit-in. Students marched through the campus and took over the space. Inside Demare Hall, following the school's Board of Trustees vote to reaffirm a policy that bans the university from hiring LGBTQIA+ employees. Students, faculty, and alumni will continue to call on the trustees to reverse its decision to uphold the policy, which asks SPU employees to make behavioral and lifestyle choices consistent with moral integrity, social consciousness, and effective Christian witness. Tuesday will mark 500 hours of organized sit-ins, Lugo said, though outrage and protest against the policy has been going on for several years. If you would like to get in touch with this man who is, in fact, so out of touch, you can call Pete Manharis at 206-281-2114 or email him at the following email address, president@spu.edu.